Cryptozoology is, by its very nature, elusive. Thus, we cannot say that we are exactly bringing you the facts, but we will do our best to help you see these mythical legends as we do. So sit back, relax, and wait. What's that behind you? Never mind. Enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of Cryptids on Cryptids, unlucky number 13. I'm Martin,
I'm Sid. And
and what are we talking about
we
this
got
week?
the Honey Island Swamp Monster today, which is a way cuter name than I feel like it should have, given the fact that it is, in fact, a swamp monster. Um,
Yeah,
how familiar
Honey
are you?
Island is very pleasant.
It is. It is. Have you ever been in a swamp? This is a legitimate question.
Yes.
We both tend to live in, like, foresty areas, flat
Yes,
areas.
I've been in, I guess I've been in a swamp and a couple of marshes, I guess. Not exactly the same thing, but, I get the idea. It's muddy, it's hot, it's wet, there's mosquitoes.
That's a good point. That pretty much covers most of it.
Lots of plants, and even being there will make you itch.
Oh,
Lovely.
I don't want to think about it. I I don't like water. I don't.
Don't like water.
Pretty sure we've like discussed this on
Z-
various other like podcasts that I think the sea is full of things that want to kill me, and rivers are not much better. So like any large body of water I can't see through is like not on my top places of like existence, I
And
guess.
swamps might be the worst of that, because it's literally like, it's maybe 4 inches of water, but it's all murky and brown.
It's all bad. It's all bad. Cause like
It's all bad.
it's
Yeah.
usually a little deeper, because like with swamps, you don't know how deep that water is. That could be anywhere from like 4 inches to 4 feet, up to you. Uh,
Not really up to you, but
up to you. Because like if the mud gets your feet, that's it.
that's
Like
the thing,
the
right?
swamp's got
Is
you,
like
dog.
the water level itself is like 4 inches, but the mud could be like 6 feet.
Yeah, and mud isn't a standable option.
No, no, it is not.
It is not. You put your feet in that, and you're gone. That's it. Swamp's got you.
Yeah, even
Uh,
if you don't like fall all the way in, like it's taking your shoe for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. They don't make sandals strong enough for like traversing swamps. I mean, they do,
No?
but I don't want to wear them. Uh, I don't want to wear any sandals though. To be fair, I
Yeah,
think flip
that's fair.
flops are the closest thing we have to like a shoe sin. And that's nothing against like wearing flip flops. They're just the least practical like foot thing you could possibly have.
Yes. But Sid,
What?
Honey Island sounds so nice.
It does. And it actually has a really cute way on like why it's called that. So Honey Island Swamp.
Wait, really?
Is
That's awesome.
It does have a French translation. I will not attempt to pronounce it.
Oh.
It's on like the eastern like side of the U.S. state of Louisiana, in Saint Tammany, Tammany, Tammany. We're gonna do Tammany because
You got
that's
it.
what it looks like. Tammany
Gotta go on.
Parish. Nope. I can't. There's too many M's in that word, and there's an N right after it, and I just can't. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Saint Tammany Parish. Honey Island earned its name because there were honeybees once seen on a nearby isle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not technically it is an island because it's bordered by a highway on one side, to the south by a lake, on the east, it has a river, and on the west it's another river. So it's really more of a peninsula, but like
Mm.
I'm not one to judge. Uh,
It's really a peninsula, but is it though? Because like the swamp's kind of just more water, I
the swamp
guess.
is more water, but they call it like Honey Island Swamp, which implies that it's on an island, and it's not technically an island. It's just all gross.
Hmm.
And like, okay, swamps are a very important island. Save the swamps, save the bees. Both of these are very important things that you should not go near. Which is partly why I think swamps are the way that they are, is to prevent people who aren't supposed to be there from being there.
From being there. Yeah.
To get out. Like, I looked at the animals that live in this swamp in preparation to be like, what's the Honey Island swamp monster like biological composition? What are we looking at for that? Uh, okay, so we get alligators, we get raccoons, you get
Mm-hmm.
owls, you get wild boars, uh, you get snakes, you get turtles,
Mm-hmm.
bald eagles, and bears, black bears,
Bears. Okay. So
bears.
not the threatening kind of bear, just the weak sauce bear, the weakest kind of bear.
Black bears are so cute though. They're
They're
so
they're
cute.
just objectively the weakest bear, though.
But they're so cute. They are, however, a bear, and
They are still a bear,
that's
yes,
still a
that is
bear.
true, but still the weakest bear.
A weak sauce bear could probably still take down an average human. I'm gonna be real with you.
The average human, yes, but I was about to say some very narcissistic shit right there. Thanks, brain.
The fact that you think you could take down a bear.
I was gonna say like, but to a superior human. No, that's not it. Superior, just referring to my muscles, not my anything else. My cool muscles.
Your cool muscles.
Yeah. Hey, it's a morning record, which is not something we usually do, so
God
I'm
bless.
bringing a weird energy today.
Oh my god,
Um,
this is the first time I think I've ever recorded an episode where I am uncaffeinated. And I
really?
think it fucking shows. I
That's
really think it
interesting.
does. I have no energy and I want to talk about this swamp. And I want to talk about the fact that Honey Island sounds really cute, but like they named it that because someone saw bees there nearby once.
Yeah, it's like it really seems like it sounds like the kind of place that you'd go and it's just like covered in flowers and bees, but you're telling me that it's like a swamp and there aren't actually that many bees there. There were some bees nearby one time.
Yeah. It is one of the least
And it's
altered
just a
river swamps
swamp.
in the United States, so it's got that going for it, which is really pretty cool because swamps are a super important sort of
Yeah, that is
ecosystem that we need
actually
to
pretty
preserve.
cool.
Yeah, it's big too. It's like 20 miles long and like 7 miles across. And I
Wow.
think it's like almost half of its 7,000 acres are like permanently protected through government as like a wildlife
Oh,
area, which is really pretty cool. Also,
that's
as
dope.
someone who studies cryptozoology, very suspicious. Cause
Yes. Very suspicious.
very
Um,
suspicious. Cause like you had the government covering up what was that? The Dark Watchers, where we had to like no, it was the Tizaruk, where we had to like go through the CIA like database thing to find records
yeah,
of
to
this.
find anything.
There was a paywall and all that. No. So,
There was some
government
on the Dark
area?
Watches too, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
very suspicious. Very suspicious. Um, but let's actually we're 8 minutes into this episode. Let's talk about
yeah,
this boy
yeah. I
and
was
not
gonna
just the
say
place
let's
he
move
lives in.
past the geography lesson and let's talk about this monster.
Let's talk about this boy. How big do you think he is? Quick question.
So it's a swamp monster,
Yeah, give me your
like
best guess.
roughly human size, like maybe like 6 foot, six
He's
foot,
7
like
feet
human
tall.
size. 7. Oh, a good foot taller.
Good foot taller. He is bipedal though, so you're right on that bit. Um,
Okay, I see.
gray,
Like
like scaly-ish hair, and yellow or
scaly
red
hair
eyes. Yeah,
and what color eyes?
yellow or red, depending.
yellow or red.
Yeah.
He's got
He's got
changing
contacts.
contact lenses. Yeah.
Oh my god, those are expensive. He shelled out.
Yeah.
Shelled out, dude. And
Hey,
he's
he's going for a
usually
certain aesthetic.
accompanied by a disgusting smell. So he
How many?
invested
Well, yeah. If you're living in
in
a swamp, pretty
contacts
much guaranteed.
and not cologne, which is valid.
Yeah.
Uh, and then the footprints supposedly left by the creature, which they do have die casts of, have 3 webbed toes, according to local myth. So, concept. I don't know if you have seen Scooby Doo. I'm pretty sure you have. A lot of people have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
So,
a
like,
swamp monster in that, if I recall.
there's a ton of swamp monsters in Scooby Doo.
In the live action movie, actually.
There's a live action Scooby Doo?
Yes, it came out in early 2000, and it's wonderful. And if you haven't seen it, please go to, because there's 2 of them, and it's great.
Okay.
It's so
Hey,
good.
funny you bring that up. Uh, so, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Swamp monsters are like super, super great for pop culture, if you think about it, because they're
Really?
so general. Yeah. You can put a swamp
Yeah,
monster
okay.
in like any swamp. And like swamps are already pretty spooky just because we're pursuit predators and any area that's hard to walk in, we don't want to be in. Uh,
Yeah, I think subconsciously we're just like,
we just don't
don't
want to.
like that. And
Don't
then
like it.
also just like swamps are gross and there's a lot of stuff going on. And
Yeah.
I think that also contributes to the spookiness.
It is. And so like you get things like Scooby Doo, who kind of like, and especially because a swamp monster looks superhuman as far as like
Yeah.
body structure goes. Like nobody's out here dressing up like the Jersey Devil. That'd be hard. That's like at least 3
yeah, you gotta
prosthetics.
get like
Not gonna go
head. You gotta get like backwards bending legs, and I don't know,
goat
all that
legs,
stuff
like a
that
whole
Jersey
tail.
Devil has.
Like it's a lot of work. Swamp monster is like super achievable in the costume budget of your average everyday Scooby Doo villain. So
It's true. It's true.
You got
just
that.
got a cool mask.
You got that.
And
So
foot high heels.
I was just gonna say platform boots. They get super chunky combat boots, and you just roll out.
I guess. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like I got combat boots that'll give you like 2 inches. That'll make me like 6 feet. That's not bad. Like it's doable. They're not like super walkable, so it's not like A grade swamp traversing terrain and like 3-inch platforms. But like you could. I don't
Maybe help
recommend
with
it.
the mud.
Maybe it would actually. The thing is, like, I don't know if the leverage would just catapult you directly into the mud or make it easier.
I mean, yeah, you wouldn't have to like put your actual feet in it, which is my goal.
That's a good point. But then I'm like, that would be harder to lift your feet out of, because if those platforms sink in, that's just dead weight, you know?
It's true.
Yeah. But I bring this up because I don't know if you've seen the new Scooby Doo series, the Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated, I think is what it's called.
I have not. I have
Okay.
not been into the new Scooby Doo.
It's really good. Like shockingly really good. And
Hold on a second, Sid.
yes.
I think we really glossed over the opportunity to make a joke there where you were like, have you seen the new Scooby Doo? And I didn't say, what's new Scooby Doo? Yeah, I feel like I should.
Oh, it's early. It's so early. It's so early.
Yeah.
To give you guys some quick background before I do explain why Scooby Doo is an actual important part of the Honey Island Swamp Monster lore.
Oh, it's key. It factors in.
If it does factor in, it is
Okay.
it is a great cool segue. However, usually we record these episodes in like early afternoon, sometimes mid to late evening, depending, because that's when we're at peak
Awareness.
banter, I guess, like top tier. This is an early recording. This is an early recording, depending on when this gets out. This morning.
Yes, this morning.
Like today morning. This was not a pre-recorded episode. This was a holy shit every single thing that we use to contact each other is gone, is
Yeah.
dead. The laptops are
Discord shit the
exploding.
bed. My laptop
Microphone.
literally burned.
Yeah, like it literally burns you. Uh, I lost internet connection this morning. It was supposed to be even
Great.
earlier. But my router, actually, did I tell you that? I think this would be a neat thing to say on the podcast. My router fell out of the ceiling.
What?
I did not know why my internet just died, and I was panicking because like my computer was restarting and we were already overdue for this episode. So I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta go!" And all of my research is stored through an internet. Like I type it up and I store it in Google Drive. So like I need the internet connection to access anything I've got. Uh, and I had heard a crash this morning, but like I figured it was just like a garbage truck or something. Like, it was early, my brain wasn't working. I was like, that has nothing to do with me. I have a mounted shield on the wall in the other room. I figured that had just fallen or whatever. And I walk over and I trip over my router. Like, just hit it with my foot and fall on the ground. It had fallen directly out of my ceiling. So
That's
I had
amazing.
to get a stepladder and put it back up and like replug it in and sort everything out. And I did have to file a maintenance report that was just like, hey.
Hey,
So,
you know how your ceiling's supposed to work? It didn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And I really do. I love my apartment building. But every once in a while, like, things will just happen. And I'm too passive to really care.
Mm-hmm.
But back to Scooby-Doo, which is the actual important bit. So
What's
the new
Scooby-Doo?
Coming after you, gonna solve that mystery. We can cut that out. Please don't include that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Please don't include that. I'm embarrassed. Anyway, so there's in the new Scooby-Doo, there's this one specific episode where it's called like Gatorsburg, and the mystery gang drives up and they end up in this town, and the main plot is that there are like alligator monsters.
Okay.
And so you see the alligator monsters and they kind of crawl out and they look like a weird combination of like alligators and like your traditional swamp monster where they're just big humanoid alligators with these super big terrifying eyes and like lots of teeth.
Okay, this kind of reminds me of the alligators in Crocotopia in Wizard 101. That's the visual I'm getting.
No, these guys are like mean. Like mean. The alligators in Crocotopia have like the stubby snouts, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're based
they're
off
crocs.
crocodile, so they got that. Alligators have like pointy boys.
Yeah.
Not good. But I mentioned this. I mentioned the alligator swamp monster sort of setup because the main thing that people attribute to the Honey Island swamp monster even existing is that, according to legend, in the early 20th century, early 20th century, not earliest, early 20th century, there was a traveling circus on a train line. There was a literal train wreck. A group of chimpanzees escaped and interbred with the local alligator population in order to create the Honey Island swamp monster. Now, I don't know how much you know about biology, but I'm getting some red flags.
That's not how that works.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Like,
not even close. I mean, maybe like there's like some, you know how in Minecraft there's witches in the swamps?
Yeah.
Maybe a witch cursed a chimpanzee and an alligator to be together, like fuse them with witch curse.
Okay, I'm alright with fusion through witch curse. I'm not alright with early 20th century people being like, you know what makes sense? Alligator chimpanzees. Platypi lay eggs. That doesn't mean anything else like any other mammal has to. Don't. Stop.
It's like, first of all, the chimpanzees, like, they're not the same. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Oh my god.
Not even a little. I'm just and
Like, I'm trying to make jokes about this, but it's just so wrong.
it's a
Like,
literal train wreck, dude.
you know what? You got me there.
It's a literal train wreck.
Also,
Yeah,
why?
yeah.
Okay, if I'm understanding the positioning of this island correctly, why the fuck is there a train going through there?
I
Like,
imagine it would be roughly about the same place the highway is currently.
okay,
Because it's bordered
okay,
by a highway on the one side, and like you got rivers or lakes on all the others. So I'm kind of thinking wherever the highway is, either the train rail either is still there or like used to be there, and then they put a
yeah,
highway over it.
they might have just paved right over it.
Yeah. Um. However,
However,
that's the only theory. That's it.
that's it.
That's it.
Okay, well, I'm introducing witch theory. Is the same thing, but instead of them mating somehow, impossibly, it was a witch, and she was like, "These two look like they should go together," and then fused them. Um,
See, that's more doable. I'm down with that. All right. I understand that when they were making this theory, they were like the only possible explanation is that they interbred. It's more plausible that a witch did this because there's no way. There's no way. Like,
yeah, there's no way.
there's
Um,
no way.
I mean, maybe like the Honey Island swamp monster is like just what kind of happened through evolution
That,
to the
yeah, that like
chimpanzees. Like
a chimpanzee
maybe,
just got good at living in a swamp.
yeah, but like a century doesn't seem long enough. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? For it to get 7 feet tall and lose most of its toes.
and web its feet. Yeah.
Yeah,
We got humans
doesn't
with webbed
seem
toes, and
long
that just
enough.
sort of happens.
Doesn't seem long enough.
Like, the webbed toes thing, we got people with webbed toes. That just sort of happens sometimes. Like,
It
that's the
does
thing.
just happen sometimes.
I have, yeah. But, like, also, I'm gonna need you to go back to Scooby Doo with me.
Back to Scooby
And
Doo.
and we're gonna talk about real quick. It's a 7 foot tall creature, right? Bipedal, looks fairly
Yes.
human. Uh, Description could sort of be similar to a ghillie suit with like night vision, not like night vision goggles, but like light up, like sort of like a headlamp, I guess, like two headlamps over the eyes. Cause like,
Maybe.
and the only reason I mention this is because A, government protected, that immediately draws my suspicion. Anytime there's government protected thing, I'm like, something lives there. It's gotta.
Mm,
But then there's also, this thing doesn't have a lot of sightings. So
really?
I'm gonna, yeah, there's not a lot of sightings. I think there's like maybe two, but we're gonna get to those later as we
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
do. And we're gonna start with the fact that this thing has critics. Um,
Critics?
yeah, like
0 out of
we
10.
talk
Bad
about.
monster. Smelled like shit. Didn't greet me when I came in.
We talk about like nobody's out here criticizing Mothman. They threw Mothman a festival, all right?
Yeah, they
Nobody's
love him.
criticizing the Jersey Devil. Like no, but I mean, people did. They tried to exercise him real good, but that didn't work great.
Yeah, he had critics, and it was the church. Mainly
And
on
also
account
his
of him
mom.
being a devil. But
Yeah, I mean, well, his first critic was technically his mom. You know,
yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
but like these are like modern day
Yeah, like
people
writing a
who
review
just
blog on the fucking Honey Island swamp
swamp
monster.
monster. Yeah,
Terrible
uh,
food, terrible service. Swamp
terrible
was
food.
gross.
Well, okay. Here's the thing, though. They're ecologists,
Uh huh. Okay.
so the idea of a large ape-like creature in the area, I guess, isn't super feasible given the fact that a swamp isn't designed to like host an ape of some kind, I suppose. Which is like a good point. There's not a lot of food sources in there that would make sense for them.
Yeah,
So
really
the
not.
local Ecologists Paul Wagner and his wife Sue run nature tours in the area. Neither they nor their guide, Robbie Charbonnet, have seen any evidence for it. So there are people out here who are like, doesn't exist. Bad monster, 0 out of 10. Not feasible. Gross. Bad.
I mean, but you look at some of the other monsters that we've looked at here, and it's like, how does that exist? Like, this seems a lot more plausible than, like, say, the Tizaruk.
Yeah, but also, I'm gonna give you another theory. This goes back to Scooby Doo for like the 15th time.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy denial of monster in a government protected area doesn't exist, no way. Using it to spook off people from the protected swamp. Just saying, really does sound
It
like
does feel
some
like
type of
Scooby
scheme.
Doo vibes. Maybe Paul
Yeah,
Wagner's getting in a suit.
but like good Scooby Doo vibes, because he's really just keeping people out of this
Yeah,
really
he's doing
important
good.
biome.
He's
Yeah,
he's doing good with it. But
he's like,
Paul
get
Wagner
out.
does sound like the name of a Scooby Doo villain.
I don't even know what that
Oh,
means.
jinkies! It was Paul Wagner the whole time.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
and like the
Oh my
plot twist,
god.
because Paul Wagner seems like such a nice guy. He does the nature tour for them.
He just wants people. Oh my god. He wants
Yeah.
people out of his swamp.
What
Shrek.
are you doing in my swamp?
That makes me deeply uncomfortable. I do have you in headphones.
I'm sorry.
And that did sound very close.
Oh, thank you. Oh, not
It
close
did,
in
it's
the
really
impression.
good.
Just like,
Close in the impression and also close in vicinity.
yeah.
Given the fact that you got 20% louder for that.
I
I
got
really
very
hope
close to
that
my
translates
microphone.
into the podcast. I want everyone else to experience what I just did.
What are you doing in my swamp? Do you think Paul Wagner does the Scottish accent or no?
Unknown, actually.
Unknown.
I was also just going to propose that maybe the Honey Island swamp monster is Shrek.
Maybe, maybe it
Just
is
like
just Shrek, and they're
a modern
projecting
day
him.
adaptation.
Or maybe consider this a hardcore
Yeah.
cosplayer.
Also a good point. Also a good point. However,
Because we talked about how it looks like a ghillie suit. Maybe they just got
yeah,
headlamps over their eyes.
they're just like out here doing their best to like,
Live that
yeah,
true Shrek life.
method acting. Isn't that what that is?
I guess, but they're not acting. Are you suggesting that this is the actor that played Shrek?
I'm suggesting that maybe this person is acting in Shrek the Musical, a Broadway production. Uh, and that they are simply getting into character.
Well,
However, I need you to know that you just made me look up, does Shrek wear shoes? The answer is
Does
yes.
Shrek wear shoes? Yeah, because we did
Because
see the dye foot.
we did see that this guy's got webbed feet, and it is very important because they do have like a die cast of the feet,
Mm-hmm.
uh, with the little webbed toes. And so I did have to look up on whether or not Shrek had webbed toes. The answer is I don't know, and I don't want to.
Yeah, that's gonna be in your search history for a while, huh?
No, I bleached it immediately. You leave and you just
Start
burn
getting
it.
ads for like, hey,
Don't make
Shrek
those
feet.
jokes. Don't do this to me.
Shrek feet.
I did get ads for Shrek Nikes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, unsure about that.
But I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of sold on the idea that this is just Mike Myers in the swamp. Have you
Yeah,
seen
I
him in
mean,
any movies lately? No.
no.
No. Who has? Maybe he's just out there in the swamp, living the true
be
Shrek life.
Okay, to be fair though, there
Mm-hmm.
have been an obscene amount of pop culture swamp monster movies, and they're all shitty 2000s movies. I'm gonna be totally real with you. I absolutely love bad 2000s movies. They are my
Yeah.
favorite
Wait,
because
wait, wait,
movies
wait.
are hard for me to
Actually,
watch.
Shrek came out in the early
In 2000s.
2000s.
Yeah,
Do you think
Swamp Monster
that's
movie.
what inspired all the Swamp Monster movies?
I think these came before that because a lot of these are like episodes of, I guess, TV shows, I suppose. Like Animal Planet has done cryptozoology TV shows, and so there are like episodes of that. So like Lost Tapes had an episode. In Search of, which is a little older, had an episode of it. There was a Secret Saturdays episode. That was in 2008, I think.
Hmm.
Which was I loved Secret Saturdays. God, I like forgot that show existed. Um, did you watch that? It was on Cartoon Network.
What was that?
Did you watch Secret Saturdays? It was on Cartoon Network.
I did not. I don't know.
It
I
was
watched just like random shit throughout the day, and
it was an entire like cryptozoology based cartoon.
oh,
Yeah, they had a crossover with Ben 10 at one point. It was actually influenced by Hanna-Barbera, so again, big Scooby-Doo vibes. Good show. Good time. Anyway, unimportant. Long story short, lots of Swamp Monster movies, lots of Swamp Monster episodes, lots of people like Swamp Monsters, they think they're cool. Uh, so, like, the fact that this could be an actor is, like, very plausible to me. You know, that there's just somebody out there who's trying to bring back the Swamp Monster heyday. And they're just,
maybe.
like, again, pulling a whole Scooby-Doo plot.
I
Just
mean,
out here.
I think we glossed over that it might be Mike Myers because look, he hasn't been in any movies, not a single one, since Cat in the Hat and Shrek 5.
Shrek 5! How many Shrek movies are there?
5. But here's the
Oh my
thing.
god.
Maybe it's viral marketing for Shrek 6. Wait, actually, I need to check.
How many Shrek movies are there?
I'm Googling
There are
right
5 Shrek
now.
movies, you're right.
Okay, good. I
You're
thought I
right.
was right, but I didn't know. Okay, yeah, no, it literally
Wait a
says like
minute.
Mike Myers has not been in a movie since like
No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Shrek
2000.
5 doesn't exist yet.
Shrek 5
Shrek
isn't
5 is
released?
supposed to come out in 2022.
What?
Yeah. It was scheduled for, hang on. Yeah, because I was looking and Shrek 5 didn't have cover art, so I pulled it up.
Oh my god.
Turns out, Shrek 5 doesn't have a release date. It was aiming for 2019, but it didn't because things happened.
Oh
So,
man.
currently scheduled to release in the month of September 2022.
So maybe it is viral marketing for Shrek 5.
Yeah. However, it's been around, like, the first sighting. Am I allowed to talk about sightings now? Can we mention that?
Sure. Yeah, let's get into some
Sure.
sightings.
The first claimed sighting was in 1963, so it's a little bit off of Shrek 1's 2001 release date.
Hey,
Uh,
hey. When was Shrek 1 announced though? That's what we have to look at.
um, hang on. My search history is just
I know,
ruined.
this show is destroyed my search history.
I don't know when it was released. All I found is the Shrek Wikipedia page that's telling me that Shrek has a moral, which it does, but... Oh god. Okay, you know what? Unknown.
Unknown.
Unknown. I'm not finding that. No. First claim sighting, 1963, Harlan Ford, who was a retired air traffic controller, who was kind of into wildlife photography at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they found a reel of Super 8 film that was said to have shown the creature on it in his belongings after he died in 1980. But in 1974, specifically, the monster sort of, like, gained more national attention, I guess.
Oh?
After Ford and his friend Billy Mills claimed to have found unusual footprints, as well as the body of a wild boar whose throat had been slashed.
Interesting. Okay, that is really interesting to me because like a lot of these creatures we talk about, like, are they a predator? Are they not? Are they like what? How do they like? But just slitting the throat
Yeah.
is a
Uh,
weird thing for a wild creature to do.
it is. Because, like, ordinarily this would be the point where I'd say predatorial, but, like, here's the thing any predatory animal would have, like, eaten it, but if it's just the throat slash, A, that means this thing's got claws, or some sort of, like,
Or
knife.
maybe it's got a yeah. I was gonna say maybe it's got a knife.
Maybe a knife of some kind, some type
Maybe
of
I need to bring a couple when I
slasher.
go down there.
No, no, this is not a direct challenge.
Isn't it always though? Isn't it always?
No, it is not. Leave them alone.
I don't know. It
Leave them
seems like it's
alone.
killing for fun. So,
Well, if anything, this seems like a territorial killing. If it's just the throat slash and no other like damage to the body, then I'm like, A, not carnivorous. B,
well,
got
carnivorous
territorial.
animals still will kill territorially and not eat it. Maybe that
Yeah, that's a good
maybe
point.
that boar just tastes gross. You know.
Yeah, but like, boar is pretty good though.
I mean, bacon. Fuck yeah.
Oh my god, I might have some in a bit. I have applewood smoked bacon in the fridge and it sounds great. Uh,
Yeah, actually, you know what I did the other day is I got
what'd you do?
instead of applewood, I got hickory smoked bacon. Fucking
Hickory smoked is incredible. Oh my
delicious.
god. Hickory smoked, if you can get like, okay, applewood smoked bacon for me is always really good because I always have fruit in the morning when I do breakfast.
That's fair.
So it's like that sweeter, you know? But I do hickory barbecue sauce if I'm gonna do like ribs or like
That's a
barbecue
good
chicken.
yeah.
You get like hickory barbecue sauce with a little bit of brown sugar. Oh my god.
Yeah, honestly, best. Hickory is just it's like it's a like more solid flavor profile. I really like it.
Yeah, because applewood's a little bit more subtle. Applewood, I think, maybe smells a little better to me personally than
Yeah,
hickory
yeah,
does.
it's a little
But like,
sweeter, but it's like a little bit lighter of a flavor profile.
yeah, hickory is like is there and it's good.
Yeah, it bugs. Do you think the swamp monster knows about hickory smoked bacon? Probably not.
Well, I
If
mean,
he left this
obviously
boar
not if you
just
left
out
the
in the
boar.
woods, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's if anything, I feel like a boar would be a pretty impressive kill for any type of predatorial animal.
Well, not one that's 7 feet tall, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, also concept. He could just be vegetarian. This could just be some guy who's living in the woods.
Yeah, back to the viral marketing strategy.
Yeah, this could just be some guy living in the woods.
I mean, to be fair, it would be really hard to start a fire and or smoke things in a swamp.
Yeah, those aren't super designed for like burning.
No, not in the slightest. The ground's
Not
all
at all.
water. Like it's all water and
Yeah,
mud. Even if you can find dry land, it's on a route. Like you're not gonna find any dry sticks to burn. Like
we can't like burn a root. Also, roots are hard to burn
exactly.
because they're full of water.
I'm just saying that's probably the most solid ground you're gonna find. Just swamps are not conducive to
Yeah.
cooking unless you
No,
brought
swamps
your
aren't
own
really
table.
conducive to anything except for like creatures that aren't us.
Except for bugs. They're really conducive to
Bugs,
bugs, it seems.
bugs, and alligators, and manatees too. Sometimes if you get like a mangrove forest, but I don't know if those are technically swamps. I don't think so.
I don't think. I mean, some of them on like land are. Like the Everglades has a lot of mangroves.
Yeah,
Um,
you got manatees down there. They're cute. They hang out.
yeah.
Also, so those are the two big sightings. Is the throat slash on the boar. and uh, the sort of die-cast footprint that they got.
Mm.
It's the same guy who's experiencing all of these sightings is Harlan Ford and his friend Billy Mills, and they sort of
Any relation
explored
to
the areas.
Gerald Ford?
No.
Like the car guy. Henry.
No. I don't think so.
So it wasn't a car. He wasn't a car guy. He wasn't like, let me just drive a swamp car, testing out the swamp
Swamp
car.
swamp car?
Yeah, I'm imagining it's in like the 50s or something.
No, he was a retired air traffic controller.
Hmm.
Not quite a car guy. I don't think anyway.
Swamp plane.
Swamp plane. Swamp plane. No. Don't they like oh my god. You've got I'm trying to think. What are those called? What are those? The boats that have the
Hoverboats?
big fan on the back. Yes, those.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are designed for swamp travel.
Yes. So that's what I was thinking. Was this would actually be a really fun cryptid to go fight because maybe I could take out a swamp boat. Maybe I'd see a gator or two.
I really feel like this is the one cryptid. There's a lot of cryptids that I should prevent you from fighting, but this is one that I really, really don't want you doing.
Why? It's called the Honey Island Swamp Monster. It doesn't have
Yeah,
a unknifable bone in its body.
it doesn't have an unknifable bone in its body. That means every single bone is knifable. Do not do that. Stop. This is why. This is why we can't have nice things. Because I'm gonna turn away. We're gonna go on a nice vacation at some point. Like, straight up, we're gonna do something, we're gonna go somewhere, and I'm gonna lose you, and you're gonna be in the nearby woods with knives just yelling.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh my god. That'll just be some guy, and you're like, I challenge you, swamp monster, and he's just gonna want to go home. Like,
It's gonna be Paul Wagner. It's gonna be like,
yeah.
what are you doing in my swamp?
No, don't do that.
I'm gonna be like, knifing your swamp monster. And he's gonna be like, well, haven't you heard? The swamp monster's
doesn't
also got a
exist.
knife. And I'll be like, lucky me. I brought two.
You're bringing two knives. Just bring a sword. Isn't a sword worth like two knives?
Depends. He's got like,
What's
he's
the
7 feet
sword to
tall,
knife
so he's
ratio?
got real big arms. He's got real long arms, probably. So,
Yeah, no, we're taking a quick detour on this. I'm gonna ask you sword to knife ratio, and I'm gonna ask, does every single human tooth, count as a knife in your like fight description? Because you've said before when we did British Big Cats that every single tooth on a British Big Cat counts as a knife, which means you need to have that many knives plus a few extra. Do human teeth count as the same?
I don't think human teeth do because they're not like made for ripping flesh out of your neck. You know? They're not made for that. Whereas British Big Cat teeth are. So,
Yeah, but we're omnivores and we do have pointy teeth.
well, we got like
Just a little
four, but like I also have those same 4 teeth, so I'm not that worried about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you do also have some people that just have sharper teeth.
I have actually
Well.
pretty sharp teeth.
So I actually do too. I have like my molars are pointy and I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah. The dentist said it was nothing to worry about, so I'm not like super concerned. But they were just like, you got pointy teeth, and I was like, that's valid.
Yeah.
I think it's because I lost my molars later than most people do. So like, the teeth grew in and they never like wore down. So as an adult, I still have like pointy fucking molars. Sorry for cursing.
Pointy fucking teeth.
I got pointy teeth.
Just put some
'Cause,
sand
like, I
in
think
there and grind them down.
I grind my teeth when I sleep, so I'm doing something.
It's not healthy for you. You should get a mouth
I
guard.
know. I have a grind guard. It's
Okay,
the
yeah.
pressures of an evil life. I need a grind guard.
The stress of you trying to keep me from fighting every cryptid.
That was a Phineas and Ferb reference. I have that saved on my phone. Is Doofenshmirtz going, it's the pressures of an evil life. I need a grind guard.
Oh, amazing.
But speaking again of cartoon shows that happen on TV, how familiar are you with Monster High?
Monster High.
Yeah.
I know that it existed, and I've seen
Okay.
I had a mutual Tumblr person that I followed, and they started posting a bunch about Monster High, and I was like, time to leave.
See,
That's all I know about Monster High.
I don't know a whole lot about Monster High. I know that I was probably in the age group it was targeted to when it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't sentient during that time. I wasn't paying attention.
You were just a hollow child.
Well, I was like, nobody can remember anything that happened before the age of 10.
I remember a lot of things that happened before the age of 10.
Might just be me being bad at remembering things. But, I don't remember anything that happened in elementary school, save, 2 events that people have explained to me happened multiple times.
Well, to be fair, I did a lot of stupid things before I was 10.
That's valid. I think my brain blocks it out for, my own well-being, my own current well-being.
My brain makes me remember it because for my well-being. I did a lot of dumb shit, and my brain's like, hey, remember that was dumb, so you don't do it again, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. I just get, weird, you get, flashes of memory, I guess, every once in a while, where my brain is like, hey, stairs, you don't do them real good, be careful, and then I don't do the stairs real good, again.
Yeah.
And it just goes in the pile.
Yeah.
But the other times I wasn't good at stairs.
I mean, I specifically... So, I remember doing this because I was a dumb kid, and my brain was like, hey, remember this because it's dumb?
Yeah.
I raked all the leaves in our backyard because we have this giant tree, right? So, I raked all the leaves into a big pile. And then I got up on this, kind of, half wall thing we have. And I was like, cool, I'm going to just dive into this pile of leaves. And then I did.
What?
What? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I dove headfirst into a pile of leaves.
Yeah, no wonder your brain constantly reminds you not to do things. That's like a hazard.
Yeah, I landed directly on my neck.
Oh my god.
No, but...
Marty! Why do you live like this? Why do you do the things that you do?
Look, we'll save it for stream, but...
No, this is, here's the thing. I'm not shocked, but I am, because A, I didn't know that could happen to people. B, that's, it's on brand, and I'm concerned.
It's on brand. You know what? Yeah.
It's based on the other stories you've told me about you as a child, this is...
Par for the course.
It fits with the others. We're it's, par for the course. But, I'd still worry so much for you, quietly, in my own home. Because, I go back and I look at the stupid things that I did in elementary school, and it's mostly, bad social decisions, I think.
Yes, I just physically got hurt a lot.
You just physically put yourself in danger, constantly.
Yeah. I've gotten hit in the head a lot. I'm surprised I'm not dead, to be fair.
Oh. I mean, I've had, one head injury, and it's the stupidest story. It's not even a good story, so maybe I'll tell it on stream at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's save these to the stream.
It's just dumb. It's just stupid. It's just not good.
Yeah.
But, okay, back to the point why I brought this up. I mentioned Mattel and like Monster High, because Monster High is like this whole series where I guess famous monsters have had children, specifically daughters, I think. I'm pulling up the Monster High wiki page.
Oh, okay. What a
Uh,
confusing day for your
what a
Google search
confusing time.
history.
The characters are inspired by monster movies, sci-fi horror, thriller fiction, and other various creatures. Uh, I mean, it sells toys, I suppose. Uh, so there's characters, I guess, like I don't even think I could pronounce that. There are male characters, I think.
Yeah, I know that
Um,
there was like a zombie girl and a werewolf boy, and that's about all I know.
there's, I think the zombie girl's name is Frankie Stein.
Of course
Uh,
it is.
I cannot hope to pronounce. I think it's Draculora.
Dracula. Okay.
Um, Draculora. I guess she's vegan.
Interesting.
Who faints at the sight of blood, which really does just sound like not being good at a vampire.
Yeah, it just sounds like you're a bad vampire.
So, okay, Claudine Wolf, Cleo Denial. What's that? I feel like that's supposed to be a playoff of something.
Probably like Cleopatra.
Probably Cleopatra.
Stuff.
Yeah. Uh. Long story short, I bring this up because they based a character off the Honey Island Swamp Monster.
Wait, really? That's what I was gonna ask.
Yes.
I was gonna ask, is there like a Honey Island swamp?
Her name is Honey Swamp.
Honey Swamp.
Honey Swamp. Okay, Honey Swamp. I've pulled up her specific section in the. This is so long. The female characters in Monster High are referred to as ghouls. They have been listed on the Monster High official website. Scroll down to Honey Swamp. Is the daughter of the Honey Island Swamp Monster. I'm not going to go through the biology on that.
Wow, she really looks like a Bratz doll.
Yeah, I suppose. She's from New Orleans. What?
I don't. Okay, hold on.
She aspires to be a cinematographer. Wait, no, hang on. If her dad's a method actor, this shit makes sense. Hang on, follow me through.
This should make sense. Okay, there's monsterhigh.fandom.com. I'm going. We're diving in.
Oh dear.
New Orleans,
Oh my God.
Louisiana.
Oh my god. New Orleans really just sound like a place where people do die.
United States of Scare America. Oh my god.
No, hang on, there's a whole series of this?
She wants to work in Hauntlywood.
Hauntlywood? I'm gonna sob.
Oh my god. Her mother is Mama Swamp.
Mama Swamp?
Which kind of implies that the Honey Island Swamp Monster did just fuck the swamp. What?
I feel like this is the point where we should just end the episode.
Her birthday is January 28th, meaning that her zodiac sign is Aquarius.
I'm gonna launch myself into space.
Oh, God. What the fuck is this? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Concept, we just become a fucking Monster High podcast where we just experience this. Monster Pichu!
Okay, going back to the alligator thing, that her almost original name was almost Alligator.
Alligator.
Interesting.
They went with Honey Swamp instead of
Yeah,
Alligator.
why'd they go with Honey
Why'd
Swamp?
they go with that? That means her first name is just Honey instead of Allie.
Yeah.
Having Honey as a first name is kind of cute, though. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
It's kind of sweet.
Oh my god.
All right. On that note, I feel like we should end the episode.
I think after that, it's I'm glad we got to talk about the Honey Island swamp monster, but maybe it's Mike Myers and maybe it's this thing, and I don't know, and I don't want to know
Oh
anymore.
my god. We're gonna have to talk about. We're gonna need to talk about fucking Monster High after this, because this is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, it's so.
Student Disembodied Council. Student Disembodied Council.
All right. Yeah. On that note, we're gonna have to end the episode.
On that note,
thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it. Share it on your Twitter, on your Instagram. Share it with your friends. And you can use the hashtag cryptids on cryptids on any site that you please. We are monitoring those hashtags, so we will give you a like, we'll give you a retweet, we'll give you all that stuff, and we'll even give you a shout out on the show. I promise.
And thank you guys so much for your continued support of this podcast. We really appreciate that you guys are enthusiastic to listen to it. And thanks for tuning into our stream this week, even though it was
it was an
how it was.
It was interesting. We'll put it that way.
It was a lot of fun.
It was really fun.
Honestly the most fun I've had on stream. It was an absolute blast. We played Jackbox. It was great. We will be back to our regular schedule in Minecraft this week on Wednesday.
Thursday.
Wednesday. Thursday?
Wednesday. No, not Wednesday.
No, we have switched it. We usually do Thursdays.
We're gonna have to. We'll keep you posted. But do follow our Twitter to get posted on that. Because classes are starting right now, so a lot's going on in our schedules, and we'll have to figure that out. Episodes will still be going up on Tuesday every week, so don't worry about that. But we will have to find a time for the stream, with classes being moved around and stuff with the whole COVID and all that. Ugh.
As we are both college students, and we do have obligations, because I have. This is a thing that I learned recently. I have a business minor, so all of my business classes are scheduled at the most inconvenient hours because they're supposed to be scheduled around somebody who has a normal working schedule.
Great.
I work evenings.
Welcome to the club.
It's just weird.
Welcome to the club. Yeah. I don't have a single class that starts before 2:00.
My first class is at 1. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, no, it's
like, what am I supposed to do? I wake up at 10. And that's like sleeping in. I don't get it.
Yeah. Follow our Twitter at cryptids on cryptids on Twitter. Follow us there for a notification on the stream. We have a big announcement this week, so if you guys want to tune into the stream, that would be amazing. So thank you all for tuning in. Go ahead and follow us on all our social media, our Twitch. All that stuff is linked in the description below. And
we love you guys, and we'll see y'all in the woods.